everybody. One of Wiisdom here. It is Monday night, technically Tuesday, 1:52 in the morning. Tonight, I left work at 9:30 p.m., mind you. And that's the earliest I've left work in probably 2 weeks. So, very strange. Problem was I hadn't gotten to eat. So I got home, made SpaghettiOs, and edited some videos, some Forza from last night. So if you are a fan of Forza Horizon 3, finally got to play that again. And then I had issues with my editing software, so I wound up, I was thinking it would eventually unfreeze, was my logic. And it never did, but that kept me playing for quite some time. So I'm going to wind up having like 4 episodes from that one session. That's typically when I have free time, what I like to do. Ironically, though, last time we were here in Skylanders, we took a look at Blastertron's Brighter Light Show, which I think is a fantastic path. Honestly, both of his paths are fantastic. It's not just a situation where they're both good. You have that a lot of times in Skylanders. But honest to goodness, both of his paths are pretty much just instant devastation. Case in points, as you recall, I've been strapped for time for quite some time, and it's tough to even get the videos cranked out. Like right now, I should be asleep realistically and not doing this. But what I did last time, I'd showcased his Sky Chi, right, in Supremacy of Sabers. And whenever I went back in and got his money really late at night to buy his upgrades again, I didn't go back and get his Sky Chi, and I was like, you know what, screw it. If you want to see his Sky Chi, you can go watch Supremacy of Sabers. I think I probably showcased it in the base upgrades too, but anyway, I went, after that video was recorded, I had it edited, and while it was rendering, which by the way takes an eternity, I went ahead and I came in and I took him through Shellmont Shores. That's where his, sensei shrine is to get the Sky Chi. And as I was going through there, I went ahead and played the whole thing just to get a feel for Brighter Light Show. Left him on the portal the entire time. When I would face tough enemies, and keep in mind this is on hard, maximum difficulty prior to Nightmare Mode being unlocked, I would literally not do selfies, but I would stand right here, in the game, and I wouldn't even move. I would just do my secondary attack and then begin shooting rockets through it, and then if anything got to me, I would attack them, and from time to time I would have to rotate to change the position of my secondary attack. And even in the final battle against the Doomlander, I can't quite think of which one it was, but he just decimated it, and I made no effort to dodge attacks, outside of, I think when Chaos started raining down missiles or something. But prior to that, I'm just like, that's Mags is the enemy, and I'm just right here, So he tanked it. He went from box stock level 1 all the way up to level 14 from Shellmont Shores alone. Interestingly enough, though, that's where the Bowslinger Shrine is. And I thought in my head, hey, I've got Buckshot coming up. It's a shame I hadn't already recorded one of his paths. I could go ahead and reset him and do this again. Well, I came in here, and guess who doesn't have their Sky Chi? That would be Buckshot. So, you're not going to see a Sky Chi here, because truth be told, if I took the time to go get his Sky Chi right now, it would turn my probably going to bed at 3 a.m. night into a going to bed at 4 a.m. night, and I have to be to work at 7:30, and 3.5 hours of sleep is not worth it. There's YouTube cross promotes over me, they bury my videos in the search results. It doesn't pay anything. I do this for fun. I don't do it to kill myself. And that's sort of where we've been headed as of late. So what I've done here with Buckshot, it's been a while, because if you recall, I think I was very excited about Buckshot. He played fantastic in my opinion. He seemed like a complicated character, but then we got to working with him and he's really not that complicated, luckily for us. But the reason we stopped is I was waiting for Heartbreaker Buckshot. Heartbreaker Buckshot was to be the Skylanders Imaginators Valentine's character, right? Love Potion Pop Fizz, if you will. And he was just not officially canceled, but never came, and removed from existence as if it never even was a thing. If you're not hardcore into Skylanders, you probably didn't know he was going to be a thing. And if you don't follow along, either on forums like the Skylander Club forum or Dark Spyro or something, you would have no idea that there was going to be a Valentine's character. A lot of people probably didn't even think of it. Valentine's Day was coming. Parents or grandparents or friends or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, aunts, uncles, I don't know. You run through, you're thinking, oh, what can I give so-and-so for Valentine's Day? No Skylander this year. Oh, no big deal, you think. You just go grab something else or get some candy. What I said I would do is if these would ever go back on sale for at least buy one, get one 50%, and Buckshot was in stock, I would pick one up and I would custom paint it for my version of Heartbreaker Buckshot. Not sure that I would go for exactly what the factory was going to have the alt deco look like, but I was going to do my interpretation on. If you told me, hey, make Heartbreaker Buckshot for Valentine's Day, right, I might do things differently than Activision and Toys for Bob. So that's what I plan to do, but there's never been a sale where I've ever been able to find Buckshot or needed anything else. And that's where we stand. But we're at a point now where we've pretty well upgraded everyone that's easily upgraded at this point in time, aside from those whom I'm saving, and characters who we don't have, like Robo. Same thing, Chompy Mage. The reason Jingle Bell Chompy Mage has never appeared back on a video here, I was patiently waiting for a standard release of standard Chompy Mage. They got it overseas in Europe and Australia, but we don't have anything here in America. So, and the reason I didn't buy him initially, he was only sold in the Amazon Villain Bundle, and that was before Amazon screwed me over on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which no, I have not forgotten. But the problem I had there, like Activision sent me everything available at launch, so if I would have gone in and bought the Villain Bundle, it would have literally been for Chompy Mage. I kept thinking they'd maybe send him standalone or something, but they never did. And so I was in a situation where all of those villains that were included, it's like I'm getting duplicates of them that I don't need because I'm going to get the Dark Starter Pack as well. So it turned into a mess. But Heartbreaker Buckshot, be that as it may, he's definitely a heartbreaker. He just pours salt on the open wound, man. A lot of you might have forgotten about it, and here I am reminding you in July of how horrible it is. But basically where we're at, primary jump, secondary, dun 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 dun, and then we can shoot through the portals and they come out and they do extra damage, and then we've got the boomerang, which does 26, 26, and 26. Basically, it passes through or makes initial impact, you get 26 to 39. If it hits something on return, 26 to 39, and then it explodes at 26 to 39. I should also mention you can have 3 portals active at a time, but check that out. We get a nice little speed boost for about 4 seconds, so it's a good setup, I have to say. Case in point, let's just go ahead and showcase everything here. So, can you only have 2 at a time? Why did I say 3? I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure why I put 3 at a time. Let me go back and check that. Goat portal, max of 3 active. Well, that's incorrect. But travel 3 seconds, portals last 11 seconds, portal blast 42 to 63. So, case in point, if this portal expires like that, you saw the 42. It also stuns enemies, which we can't showcase here. But, yeah. So there we are. We'll let that fade away.
I can't make heads or tails out of these numbers.
And of course,
heads or tails class too.
here we are. Note again, I can't stress this enough, one of the coolest things about Buckshot, which virtually no one knows unless you watch my unboxings and introduction videos, if he were to make a fist, alright, his little gauntlets there, that would make the magic element logo, which I just thought was really, really cool. But anyway, let's come in here. So that's sort of the recap on what we've got. Again, if you want to see the Sky Chi, I will showcase it, but I will be showcasing it in whichever path we take next. So, Soul Gem, create a magical shockwave every time you make a portal. Oh, so that would augment the top path, and it would be a complement to the bottom. Here's what I'm thinking. As I went through here and read this, keep in mind it's been forever since we upgraded him. We've got Arrows Away, I guess is the top path here. Not the face, you have a much higher chance of dealing critical hits to enemies that are very close to you. Okay, so that's nice, but yeah. Random selection, spread shot now always includes a single, more powerful arrow that stuns enemies. Okay, and where'd that come from? Portals sometimes shoot ram or sheet projectiles on their own. So there's really nothing there. I mean, granted, it's been a while, but there's like nothing that really stands out to me, you know? So I'm thinking we're going to take Arrows Away first. And then we will reset, and I'm going to take him down the bottom path, which is a Scapegoat. And I feel like it may be the better path, and it's going to play in better with the Soul Gem, I'm thinking. And then, of course, if I can ever actually acquire one, which at this point in time I'm wanting to do a custom Blastertron, if I could find a sale, number one, and then Blastertron and Buckshot, that would be a fantastic pairing. And then Heartbreaker Buckshot, in my opinion, would be better suited to the top path because it deals more with the primary attack, the bow and the arrow. What's the saddest thing to me is we've got this really cool tertiary attack, at least in my opinion, and it doesn't really, I guess right here it plays into it. So secondary and tertiary here. But I would have loved to have seen a standalone upgrade for that, even if it was the Soul Gem. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. That's my logic. Again, if I just had one Buckshot, I knew nothing, which I don't because I don't watch anyone else's videos. I don't even know if anyone makes videos like this. What I would do, my logic would be, hey, you know, I'm thinking upgrade this route, you know, so that's what I would do. So that means we're going to take the top path first, see how it goes, and then, of course, reset, get the Sky Chi, showcase the bottom path. So that's what we're going to do. Arrows Away improves arrow attacks, and a Scapegoat, learn how to make more powerful portals. Again, if I am financially able and there's a sale, the plan is to get Heartbreaker Buckshot, and then we will have him on Arrows Away, and then we'll have a Buckshot at our disposal for each path. So, nonetheless, we will save a Scapegoat for next, and we're going to go ahead and do Arrows Away. Oh, Skylander Tutor, we miss you. So, not the face. You have a much higher chance of dealing critical hits to enemies that are very close to you. Let's pick this up. I'm thinking this will mean nothing to me. So, if you forgot, and this is still standard damage, alright? Our center arrow is 18 to 27, and the side arrows are 4 to 6. So, there we're seeing some... See, this is what I don't like about critical hits. Out of all those shots, we've had 3 crits, and it's not always 18 to 27. So what you're looking for on a critical hit is the exclamation point. And I'm sorry, but going from 4 to 6 means nothing. Okay, now I realize here we're really far away, so let's come closer. Still, it's not, you know, I just... Going back in the history of Skylands, when they started doing the critical hits, it's sort of when Vicarious Visions got involved, and instead of me getting like plus 40 armor or plus 10 speed or whatever, you sort of started getting earn a higher critical percent chance. And I hate that. It never panned out like you would think it would, and it's kind of a waste of an upgrade. What I would have loved to have seen here is, yeah, go ahead and say, if someone's in your face, you have a better chance of doing critical hits, okay? But what would really mean more to me is just make the arrows do more damage. Even if we go from 1827 to 20 to 30, and from 4 to 6 to 5 to 8, or 6 to 9, or anything. But, I mean, granted, right here, we're getting pretty good crit returns on it. Feels like all 3 to 4 are getting it, but still, that's not a big increase because we just don't do that much damage with these anyway. The 18 to 27, that's plus 9. That actually is plus 1 greater than if all 4 of the side arrows went up plus 2. 4 to 6, 6 being your critical, you're gaining plus 8. If all 4 of them wind up being crits, and then 18 to 27 you're getting +9, which again is +1 over the cumulative total gain of the other 4 arrows. So like I said, it sounds good in theory, but when you put the numbers to the paper, I'm not impressed. And the biggest deal, again, you can fire these off so freaking fast anyway. And the other thing I hate about it, okay, if you take this path, right, guess what that means? That means that you're wanting someone that's ranged. If you're a bow slinger, granted, enemies can come up on you. You could be fighting something over here, and some tough enemy could come this way, then it's beneficial. But if we're Blastertron on Supremacy of Sabers, he's a knight, and he's going to be right here in people's face. Because if he stands here, his sword doesn't reach. Granted, he's cool and he has a laser that comes out, and it would. But the sword itself would deal no damage. With Buckshot, he's not a knight, he's a bowslinger. And bowslingers, just like they've always been, they're up in trees, far away from the battle, and they snipe you. Right? So we do not want to be right here firing away. So is it cool? Yes. Is it beneficial? Yes, but it's not really that well thought out in my opinion. Now again, if they coupled that with increase all of your arrow damage, plus the higher crit chances when you're right up on someone, cool. But as is, I feel like it's a waste of an upgrade. So not the face, what are we going to say? Up close with enemy yields greater chance of critical hits. That's it. I mean, like, okay, cool, right? It's like, why don't we just change the color of the arrow to yellow? That's how insignificant that is to me.
See? I'm more than just a flash in the pan.
Granted, like I said, in a pinch, yes, it could be very beneficial. It could save you from dying by eradicating an enemy. But the numbers just aren't really high enough to be worthwhile, in my opinion. So, random selection. This could change that if it plays off of it. But spread shot now always includes a single, more powerful arrow that stuns enemies. So we're going to buy this, and this might be a, let's take a look at it. And, oh, it's not always the center arrow? Well, that sucks. Like, if you're up on enemies like this, oh, wow. Okay. I mean, it's nice it spreads it out and whatever, but seriously. Like, check that out, okay? Now, did this increase damage then? Nope, it didn't. We're still 4 to 6, so... what is that one gonna be? It's very hard. Is it 21, I guess? I think so. It would have to be. So that's kind of lame too, but it will stun enemies, so we'll check that out later. But like, spread shot now always includes, at random, a single more powerful arrow. So you're sitting there thinking, oh yeah, buddy, 30 to 45, 36 to 48, 60 to 90. No, you go from 18 to 21. Blow me over. My goodness. So 21 to 32. Arrow is at random in the grouping of 5. Stuns enemies. Now, like I said, sadly, and I'm not quite sure why we can't ever have the effects show up on the training dummies, like the fixed dummies we have here. But we'll go upstairs and we'll take a look at that. Maybe it stuns them longer than the other attack. I don't know. Here lately, it has seemed, with everyone we've upgraded recently, Tidepool, Blastertron, so on and so forth, the first 2 are kind of ho-hum most of the time, but then this third one is like, ooh, you know, wow, this path doesn't suck, maybe. I think this will be hilarious. Personally, I can't imagine sheep coming out of a portal doing much damage, particularly when it's like parallel to the ground. If it was like vertically inclined and it just randomly drops, you know, a 60-pound sheep on an enemy, okay, but we'll see. I mean, there's been crazier things happen, but where'd that come from? For 3,000 portals sometimes. That's the other thing that bothers me. I want it to be all the time, but this is sometimes. And since portals last 11 seconds, I'm inclined to think you're going to get 3 to 4 minimal out of one, but who knows until we buy it. So, and also note it's ram or sheep, so I would hope that a ram would do more damage than a sheep. Granted, I guess it depends how they land, but I mean, if you've got a ram charging at you or a sheep charging at you, I'll take the sheep every single time because it doesn't have horns like the ram. So, 3,000, this should be hilarious either way, but it's gonna have to be pretty dadgum pragmatic for us to be impressed. So, nothing's changed. I wanted to make sure the arrows... How sad is it to take arrows away and you're doing the exact... Oh my gosh, we saw our first ever critical hit off of the 21 arrow. And once again, this is why I don't care for critical hit increases, but how cruddy is it to take the path dedicated to your primary attack and to be doing the exact same damage with the arrows, at least 4 of them, every single time in a round of 5 that you do when he is box stock. I'm not talking base upgrades completed. I'm talking you could go buy Buckshot right now, throw him down on the Portal of Power, and he's going to fire off 18 to 27 in the middle and 4 to 6 on the sides. That's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand why you don't get an increase on the arrows there. But hey, that's just me. Those are my thoughts. I guess it doesn't matter. Or like, why is there not a charge shot, for frick's sake? Like, wouldn't it be great if you could charge up a bundle of 5 arrows? There's so many things that could have been done with this guy. And in terms of this top path, they've fallen very, very far short. And it's also kind of weird, I've got to say, that instead of getting a charge shot or getting a straight increase to the arrows, all of a sudden now this primary upgrade path, we're supposed to throw out a portal and have sheep come out of it. So let's do it. They literally get shot out, but by gosh, it looks like they need to be within range. 31? Oh, that's not bad. I'm not counting the number of sheep, but okay, I could live with that. And it's hilarious, I've got to admit now. I'm going to try to make it just point blank by... Let's do one far away. So, portals, shoot. This would be Hugo's nightmare, man. You want to talk about prankster gangster Buckshot tormenting Hugo at the academy. This is the man for the job. He just disappears, makes portals, and then sheep come out. So, portals, sheep, and rams. So I'm going to go ahead and pin 31 to 47 in just so I don't forget. And let's come over here. I just want to count the number of sheep. I'm going to focus on one portal. Alright, we're going to go on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 is what we're going to go with. Let's do it again, make sure. Going to maintain our distance. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that's actually, if you do the math, that's pretty salty. Let's focus now on this bottom portal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We weren't really far enough away, I don't think. Let's see if we can keep it in frame. Okay, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it gets confusing and or annoying when the sheep from the other portal run at this one, but portal shoot sheep and rams at 31 to 47. Initial portal 8 sheep. Second portal is going to be 14 sheep, right? It shoots 2 at a time until the final 2. I guess that's sort of, if you're monitoring it, you can kind of tell. But now let's come up in these guys' face and see if we see anything different than 31 and 47.
Portal power!
Okay. And obviously this is actually... it's not bad. I'm certainly going to say that. Because what you have to realize is when you do this, and you come out of there, you can start unloading your arrows. And you get the idea. So my question now, there doesn't seem to be a difference between sheep and ram unless we've just somehow missed one, which if we did, you're not going to have a ram make contact with anything with enough frequency to really be worth measuring. So portals shoot sheep and rams at 31 to 47. Initial portal 8 sheep, second portal 14 sheep. So assuming they all land and do damage, that's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm wondering now,
See? I'm more than just a flash in the pan.
if we come in here, arrows that go through portals do more damage. So what we want to see is what random selection will do. Which I wish I would have done this before the sheep. So... they're doing the same freaking damage, man. Because I'm seeing 32s, and that tells me that that is the 21 to 32. So I don't think that's a thing. I think you just kind of lose out on that as well. Yeah. But think about this for a moment. Granted, you know, this is sort of disappointing, but it will be useful if you just run up on enemies, which again, I would hope you wouldn't do since you're a bowslinger. But it would also be good in the event that, like I said, enemies sneak up behind you, or you're trying to shoot them off and they manage to get up close to you, and then, yeah, that will be beneficial, albeit very, very small benefit, I must say. Random selection, again, yeah. This one, though, let's talk a minute. So we've got a grand total, 8 sheep from the primary, 14 sheep from the secondary. So if we take 22 sheep and or rams that are going to do damage at 31, that's 682, which is insane. 22 times, what was the number? 47, correct? Yeah. That is going to be 1,034. So this literally is the savior for the top path. If it was just based off of these two, it would probably be one of the most lackluster paths in this game. And I'm a fan of Buckshot in general. I think is kind of cool, especially with his background story. But bowslingers, man, I'm a big fan. And Disappointment 1, Disappointment 2, savior number 1, making up for the lacklusterness of these two. So I feel like, I don't know that this bottom path, Scapegoat, is going to be quite as much of a killer as that one, but I think it has a good chance to. At least descriptively from their text, it sounds like it will. I mean, you're pulling things in, the portals damage anything. I mean, you got 11 seconds of damage, and then huge explosion. Don't put huge in there if you're going to disappoint me, so I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt there. But yeah, where'd that come from? Literally, in addition to being hilarious, saves the top path, Arrows Away. But again, why we can't have the arrows do more damage than they do right here? Literally, spread shot. You shoot 5 arrows, it's 18 to 27 from the middle and 4 to 6 on the sides. You take the top path dedicated to the primary attack, and you're still doing 18 to 27, 4 to 6, but oh, by the way, if you're up close in someone's face, which you shouldn't be as a bowslinger, you do more crits, which again, I've emphasized how weak that is. And then, oh yeah, sometimes you're going to have an arrow that's going to do more damage, but it's not always going to be the middle one, so it might miss and hit nothing, and you think, oh, well, hey, that's okay, I'm sure it's a pretty powerful arrow. No, it's 21 to 32. So no charge shot, which would have been so practical and such an easy execution. Maybe they're thinking it becomes redundant with the other bowslingers. I don't really care because it would have been better than either one of these. you know? The charge shot is straight increase in damage, making spread shot have like 6 arrows now, or he can jump in the air, shoot arrows down, and it makes this magic aura that damages enemies inside. Anything would have been great. Where'd that come from? Again, I don't really know where it came from, but it saved the top path. That's all you need to know. So, I can't say anything good about these, aside from every once in a while they might be useful. This is amazing, though. And so for some people that are watching this before you upgrade Buckshot, where'd that come from could literally be the reason, and I think it would be the only reason to take the top path. Now, I would have preferred, as cool as that is, I think it ties in better with the bottom, but replace that with a straight increase coupled with a charge shot, which would have been like Golden Yamato Blast. Just you hold it down and release the devastation. Particularly as a magic element bowslinger. Think of the damage we could do. Think of the cool magical like streak of purple shooting across the sky, cleaning the screen of enemies. But no, you get this instead. Mind-boggling, it really is. So, more bang for your buck. This will definitely benefit this path. I can say that with certainty. So create a magical shockwave every time you make a portal, and have a lot more portals active at a time now. I've got to check this again. Why on earth did I say you could have 3 active? There's 1. There's 2. You can only have 2 active. I'm going to go edit my spreadsheet. My apologies. Yeah, Goat Portal, I had max of 3 active. I guess for a slight moment in time, you can have 3 active. But as soon as that third one's done officially being created, it is over. So, yeah, I guess we are ready to go.
Out of these numbers.
Alright, so, more bang for your buck, magical shockwave every time we make one, lot more active at a time. Which, now that we know this is amazing, assuming they run for the full 11 seconds, that might tie in oh so beautifully with that. So that's not something I was banking on, but let's see what we can do here. So, he's gonna put his eye out, man, I tell you. Let's do this. 26. So the sheep are doing the same damage numbers, but I don't want to see how many we can have just yet. Kind of saving that. Alright, so the creation is 26 to 39, really? that's all we get? Yeah, apparently so. Anyway, what are we up to? We've got 3 portals.
There is the goat!
So you can have 3 portals. That's not many more. That's 1 more. That's deceptive. That's something the FTC would get mad about. Which, granted, with this upgrade, it's going to be pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. But there for a second I thought I saw 52 from a portal. Guess not, but... so 3 active at this point in time. So that's a little disappointing, because mini active, no, it's 1 more. If you can have 2 active and now you can have 3 active, you should just come out and say that and not toy with people's emotions. So you go to be kidding me. 3, nope. More bang for your buck. 3 portals active at a time. And they referred to that as a shockwave, right? Let's go check. Magical shockwave. Shockwave of 26 to 39 at creation. And that's that. So, should be pretty self-explanatory on the sheep. It'll be a big deal. I mean, the reason you would take arrows away is literally for sheep coming out of a portal. And so there's that. We're going to terminate. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. We've got 3 portals now. Unleashing the Fury. Or the Furry. Or the Woolly, I guess we could say. So yeah. I mean, it's got its place, I've got to say. But what we're going to do now is hop awkwardly up here. And I will be opening this chest either Saturday or Tuesday, I think. We will see. But we're going to showcase the stunning of the enemies, because that is something that we can't showcase down there, which sort of makes up for this. And on the flip side, though, that's going to keep you less and less likely to take advantage of not the face where you get the critical hits, because you're stunning the enemies and could kill them sooner. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And keep in mind, we do have the Sky Chi, but I am a simple man that has a real job, and I don't care to go get it. So... what do we need to see here?
Numbers. Of course, I failed math.
Alright, we'll check that out first, and then the single arrow will stun enemies. So 18 to 27 becomes 21 to 32 plus a stun. So let's see what we can do. First thing first. Okay, you got stunned, and that worked beautifully. This time, once we stun one...
Same thing with a bolt.
Oh, that wasn't long at all. We are getting pretty good hit rates with the crits there. But again, the numbers just aren't there to really matter. You know? Huh. Well, there you go. Let's just, for the sake of doing it, we're going to jump up in the air. Note, we're not making contact there, so abort. You still don't see the 21 to 32 very often. We got him first right off the bat. Let's get a solid count here. It's a 2-second stun, man. That's the second time I've done it. 2 seconds. Okay, that's also extremely lackluster. So let me come up here. It is Now You See Me. No. Now You See Me stuns for 2 seconds. And then random selection stuns enemies for 2 seconds. Okay. So now it's time to save this horrible path by using the secondary attack. And we'll just let our woolly friends here take care of everything. And keep in mind, when you're doing this, I mean, you can totally decimate people by using your arrows through the portals. There's that. I'll pop out here, pop out there. We'll bring in a bunch of people and see how quick they die, basically. So I'll just start firing away through a portal. Yeah, I mean, collectively this path is pretty good, but let's not kid ourselves. It's all because of the final upgrade. Where'd that come from? Coupled with the soul gem. So, overall though, I mean, even though the first 2 upgrades flat out suck, let's not candy coat it. They suck, and they suck hardcore. Where'd that come from, honestly, saves this and makes it pretty desirable, I have to say. So, I'm hoping the bottom path is better. I think it will suit standard Buckshot better, kind of based on what he is, and the fact that we just don't get anything really that cool arrow related, you know? Which is, to me, kind of sad. You had a magic bowslinger, you could have done a lot of cool stuff with him, I think, but I'm excited to take a scapegoat, and then what we will do after that, like I said, if I can find him and Blastertron on sale, we'll have 2 Skylanders Imaginators senseis to custom paint, which will be cool. But I will showcase the Sky Chi. Keep in mind, we have not shown that here. But again, in order for me to get that, I have to go roughly halfway through Shellmont Shores. And that would take it from 2:31 a.m. right now, probably to, I don't know, if we like speed ran through there, even that would probably be 2:40. And then I have to come back and do that and splice it on. I'm not doing it. So, like I said, I have a real job, and I have to be there in 5 hours. And if I was a normal human being, I wouldn't be doing this, I would be sleeping. It's kind of sad when you put in effort to something, in this case YouTube, and your videos get buried. They don't get, come up even adequately on search results. And then people that are looking for videos like this don't know you exist because normal people don't go past page like 2 or 3. And last I checked, my first Imaginators videos, which was I think the Xbox starter pack unboxing with like 12,000 views, doing okay. That thing doesn't come through until page 13. But in the meantime, the first 12 pages you can find like the same 3 channels covering 90% of the returned results. And what do they all have in common? Well, they're partnered in a third-party network, multi-channel network, and I am not. And I don't desire to be. I do this for fun, but I've got to say, it does damper your fun. When you do put forth the efforts, you put in the time, you stick true to your guns. I don't use clickbait. I don't use the stupid, emphatic titles. I don't mislead titles. I don't use ridiculous thumbnails. The thumbnail I will pick for this video is something that we're going to do here. It's that simple, and you're not rewarded. People always say they hate clickbait. They don't like the clickbaity YouTube people. They need to stop doing that. And then the truth of the matter is that's what people go and they click on. So I've kind of got my niche audience, which granted the Skylanders audience is kind of waning. Particularly, it's amazing, you get news of no new console game, and even not the hardcore, not the super hardcore, but like the step above the leisurely and then maybe a step above the next classification of fans is like, oh, well, this series is dead. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm going to sell everything. I'm not going to watch it. And so I've got my niche audience that I sincerely appreciate, but it's impossible to grow your channel when you're on page 13, and there's no one else that even does what I do. It's what's mind-boggling. And so instead of that, people title their Skylanders research as I do it. It's just like Buckshot Best Path. They don't tell you the path name. It's not Arrows Away or Scapegoat. It's not the top or the bottom. It's Best Path. And people click that and it's like, oh yeah, that's the best path because so-and-so made a video. And you don't learn crud about the upgrades. It's just somebody that runs around in a freaking level and it's like, yep, there you are. And then there's some people that legitimately are like, wait, this video sucks. I didn't learn anything. It's just some guy playing as freaking Buckshot fully upgraded. What did the upgrades do? Why doesn't anyone evaluate this better to help me out? That's what I do. And nobody knows because I'm buried. People used to know. That's why my channel was growing back in 2011 and 2012. But like I said, YouTube sold its soul and multi-channel networks came in. And my soul is not for sale. So I'll sit here and I'll play indie games no one cares about. And maybe once or twice a month somebody comes along and you're like, wow, this channel's great. Why doesn't this guy have more subscribers? Hey. What can you do? I tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to have it rendering. I'm going to go to bed after I brush my teeth. I'm going to wake up to go to work in the morning, and I will upload this because on this old computer I use for the console stuff, it probably takes close to 2.5 to 3 hours to render this 43-minute video. So, that said, if you have taken Buckshot down either path, which one do you prefer and why? I'm hoping a Scapegoat is fantastically amazing. In the event that it's not, Arrows Away sucks until you get where'd that come from, and that is amazing. So, I honestly thought the sheep would do limited damage. I just thought it would be sort of more of like a novelty thing, and it turns out it's pretty dadgum amazing. So, we'll have to hope a Scapegoat can deliver, but again, the ultimate plan, I still plan to create Heartbreaker Buckshot, assuming I can catch them on sale. Skylanders at Toys R Us currently buy one, get 4 free, except Imaginators, of course. So if that was the case, I'd go buy Buckshot and I'd pick out 4 others, I guess, to custom paint or something. But hey, what can you do? Wiisdom.com. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I tweet all my videos. I tweet before I go live. I tweet random updates as well. Don't want to miss those. SkylanderClub.com is the forum. If I ever get more free time, then I just have to force myself to record one video and render it and upload it per day. I will eventually be posting the spreadsheet that I'm always talking about, coupled with the unboxing, the intro, and both paths for every single character in the game, senseis, imaginators, and villains alike. So be on the lookout for that, but that's about all she wrote, folks. I'm gonna go, like I said, got a little bit more work to do here in terms of editing, get it rendered, brush my teeth, go to bed, wake up, upload, go to work, hopefully get lunch or a break at work where I can release the video that should be uploaded by the time that happens. So we shall see. But nonetheless, thanks so much for watching. As always, thanks for your continued support. If you really want to help me out, I don't have a Patreon, I don't want your money, just please tell people about my channel, because my soul ain't for sale, and subsequently I shall remain on page 13 of the search results, or probably get buried even further. So that's that, man. I'll catch you back here again. The plan, assuming everything goes as it should, Thursday we will take a look at a scapegoat with the Sky Chi. That's incentive for you to come back, right? And then Saturday, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and I'm going to jump into some of the Imaginators, if you will. And then we'll see. I'm kind of wanting to test the waters with that, see what people want. I've got something in mind. I'll try to make that happen. It'll be a little bit more time intensive. I'll see how that video goes over, and then it'll probably be chain reaction. So stay tuned for that. If I ever get enough time to stream, want to do Cursed Tiki Temple, and then we've got to do Thumpin' Woompa for Crash and Cortex Soul Gems. But that is the plan for the immediate future. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday, and I will catch you back here for the next installment of Skylanders Research. Adios.